YouTube, this is Pastor Dowell with Straightway. These are the vertical planters which we've been building. I have not gotten them hanging, they're not hanging yet because I have to do a few more things, but I wanted to show you the example of what they look like when they're done. We're going to put different beans and varieties, I don't know, lettuce, just different stuff, whatever we have come to mind. But anyway, this is what they look like right here. And of course, here is the hook. This is 14 gauge electrical fence wire. And of course, what we do is we fill it up with whatever type of potting soil, compost, and dirt, whatever we have. And we put them in here, we water it down. We got holes in the bottom. You should be able to see the holes in the bottom right here. Now also, you don't really need to use this, this heavy Schedule 40 PVC if you don't really want to. The reason why we did some in this is because it's going to last a very long time, okay? But if you notice, we have this orange tape. You don't have to be orange, it's just different tape. The reason why we did that is because we wanted the soil to compact real good and not run out the sides while we water it down and get it pretty moist. But if you see, as you can see, when we take these tape off and stuff, you can see in each one of these areas right here where the actual the soil is. See it? You can see the soil has compacted up and it stays into place. That's where you will put your starter at, your plant, down in here, and it'll grow. You leave the top open. You want to leave the top open. And these are the vertical planters. Right here, we probably have about 10 of them that we're going to have planted here pretty soon. All right, now we're going to go inside this small greenhouse for a second. Come on, we're going inside the small greenhouse for a second. Over here, because here at Straightway, we eat an extraordinary amount of different varieties of lettuces. But if you notice up here, I got another project I'm working on right here. And what these are actually vinyl gutters that I actually bought from Lowe's. And I'm putting them up right here because we're going to fill them up with the way we mix our soil mix. We're going to stick it in there, and we're going to take a lot of, again, different varieties of spinach and lettuces that we're growing. We're going to grow them in there because we eat an extraordinary amount of greens around here, and so we're making use of all the space that we can. So you see right here, I have them going all the way down the length of the greenhouse, and I have them again supported with 14 gauge wire. I'm going to put 14 gauge wire in the center to support the weight of it. And of course, Sister Vicky has planted down here all these different varieties of lettuce, as you can see them coming in. Right now, this is the stuff that we eat. This is one of our main staples at each meal, especially our dinner meal. Right here, you have spinach right here. You have different varieties of butter crunch and lettuces here. And which I would advise each and every last one of you, like I spoke on my broadcast the other day, is that, hey, you know what's organic? When you grow it. I can't trust what that system is putting out and calling all natural and organic, because I just can't trust them. I mean, everything that I seem to research and look up pertaining to what our government says when it comes to food, the health resource, like I did the other day, you go out and you buy all this cottage cheese and everything you see is laced with the high fructose corn syrup, fruit balls, or whatever you want to call it and stuff, and you wonder why Americans continually keep gaining weight. They keep continuing gaining weight because the liver has to process so much of the bad and harmful chemicals and the harmful substances that are put inside the body. But you're better off when you grow your own food, and that's just a little fact. But it does take a lot of labor. A garden is a lot of labor and a lot of work. So from there, I'm going to actually go inside the house here for a second. We're going to be speaking with Sister Ashley. Sister Ashley and Sister Maisie were out early this morning getting some bloodroot, harvest some bloodroot from the land and stuff, because we put it in our mouthwash and various other tinctures and stuff we make. I mean, our mouthwash is better than Listerine. If you can't get our mouthwash, then you'll be better off just buying Listerine with no dyes and no food coloring in it. I mean, that's my personal advice. So we hope that you've learned something here this morning. We'll go into the house here for a second. All right, YouTube, I just came from outside, and of course you just saw the video of the vertical growers, as well as the guttering that we put up inside the greenhouse to show you what we're doing with our different types of varieties of lettuce and spinach. one of the main food staples that we eat here Straightway. Anyway, as I was speaking outside just a minute ago, Sister Ashley and Sister Maisie was out early in the morning doing what the world calls wildcrafting, or they were out getting some different herbs and bloodroot. And so I'm going to let her explain to you about how we make our own particular mouthwash here. Sister Ashley.
Yes, sir. Shalom, saints. You are looking at the stem of a bloodroot plant, and it is very extinct in many places of the world. They tell you do not dig it up. Once you dig it, it's gone, and the odds of it coming back are very, very rare. So that's what you're looking at, and we got it everywhere. You just got to find it, and you got to be a goat to climb the hill to get it. So Maisie and I, this time of the year, we start in as early as February or March, and we go out in different locations upon the land, which we have many acres to do so, and we get as much as we possibly can, and I freeze it until I have enough for all the saints. So I will show you what a root looks like. And yes, it looks scary because this has not been washed. So I'm going to zoom.
Yeah.
Okay, see that, saints? If you snap this open, blood literally will leach out, or what they call blood. That's also used by Native Americans for face paint. It will dye your clothes, dye your fingers.
Yeah, so I'm going to snap one for you. See it?
And the longer it sits like that, it's just going to bleed and drip and drip and drip. So that's
See it?
It's potent, it's powerful, and literally all sizes. The bigger, the older. So that's an older one. It's been around for a long time. And of course, the smaller, the newer. So that's why they tell you to avoid picking it, because it's going to take years for this thing to grow this big. Now we take that bloodroot, once I've washed it really, really, really good, I break it or I cut it into like 1-inch cube pieces so that the blood is exposed, and I drop it into a 5-gallon crock pot. Now if you're doing this for yourself, you're not going to need a 5-gallon container. Nevertheless, you want something that's going to give you a, it's not going to dye or stain your jar. You want to put it in something that you can either clean out or throw away, because it's really going to bleed into it. But nonetheless, I chop that up, okay, so I dice it and cube it. Now I take, this is our wild spearmint. I'm sure you could grow it yourself from seed from the store, but we have it everywhere.
Everywhere.
And this is for flavor. Other than helping your stomach out, this isn't going to do anything for your teeth at all. It's just for flavor. So you can use peppermint or spearmint. Peppermint doesn't grow like spearmint does. Tomoko will tell you all about it. She's tried to grow peppermint, but it's not the same. So spearmint is going to give you a lot more crop. So we got it everywhere. So you take the bloodroot root, and you take these, you can literally soak it just like that, and you add it to your vodka,
which the vodka that you need is when you go to any liquor store, you need to get the cheapest vodka that you can get. The cheapest vodka you can get. This right here probably costs about $9. The vodka is what extracts the properties from the herbs in itself, and that's what we use it for. So no, we're not a bunch of alcoholics here at Straightway and stuff. We use this because this is one of the main ingredients, or one of the ancient secrets of being able to extract the properties out of all herbs in order to make herbal tinctures.
All right. And the normal home may purchase a typical Listerine maybe once every few months, once every few weeks, depending on how many are living in it. So you can take that bottle, and if you purchase them throughout the year, we can only get bloodroot mouthwash once a year. So we purchase many bottles of this at one time, and then we make a large amount at one time. Last year I did 2 5-gallon batches for all the saints. Once you have, for example, if this was full, you give me this much vodka, I will give you 3 of these back in mouthwash, because you do add water to make it less potent, and you also, if you wanted it as strong as it comes, which is phenomenal for abscess teeth, you can leave it as strong as it comes. As soon as I strain the root after it has sat in the tincture or in the vodka for 14 days, you can have it as strong as it gets. So, and Sister Carol loves it that way. So nevertheless, if you want it added with water added to it, you can do that as well and use it throughout the year anytime. So you don't need the potent stuff every single day. It's more for flare-ups or gum issues. We've had people come here that have dentures that their gums are so swollen that they can't get their dentures on. No problem. After 24 hours of doing this a couple of times, about 30 minutes before you eat, you swish it in your mouth for 1 minute. You can swish it longer if you would like, and you can feel a tremendous difference. So this is not your store-bought Listerine. This is just a container. So once it's strained, we store it in plastic containers, and you can see how dark it is. It's not the clear liquid. Where am I going? There we go. It's not the clear liquid you buy at the store, folks. The Listerine that you could see my face through if I was holding this bottle up.
See it?
It's the real deal. So, Sister Shannon, I give you a shout out. You're the first one that's ever purchased Bloodroot, so everybody can hit her up on where she got it. She found some good places. Talk to her on the forum or whatever. She'll let you know what she did. And she does the same method. She soaks the root that she got for 14 days. Hers just, I'm sure, doesn't look like ours. So, all right, Saints, and that'll take care of your gums and your teeth. And if you've ever read the ingredients on some of the store-bought stuff, it's not what you want in your body. So, if you want some of this stuff, sorry, we don't have enough. You're gonna have to purchase,
or either go out and find some.
Exactly. Let me give you a.
Which it'll make you a whole lot more appreciative too.
That's right. That's
a good up close.
That's a good up close.
I'll hold it for you. That's a good up close. See, this is a good up close leaf. Yeah. It almost looks like a fig leaf, but most people don't know what fig leaves look like either.
Right, it looks a lot like a fig
But that's what it looks like. So if you see a patch of these, they usually grow in patches, is that right?
Grows in patches.
Now they tell you that you can't harvest it again, but what did you and Maisie do when y'all went out one year?
We harvested. For example, we
and then
will.
y'all prayed too, didn't you?
Yep, we sure did pray. We had a patch that was literally, the first year that I ever started doing this, it was covered. It was bloodroot everywhere. And we dug up almost every one that we saw. And honestly, they'll tell you, that takes years for that much of a root to grow. And Maisie, Sky, and I, when we left and we had wiped that crop out, we asked the Father to please give us an increase and allow this to grow everywhere on our land. And I never returned back to that spot until this year, and there was more than the first time. So that is false. They tell you that it can't grow. He can grow anything as fast as he wants. So we give him the credit for all of this and magnify his name.
All right, so we hope that today, some way, somehow, that between the vertical growers as well as the ideal of the vinyl guttering that we use for roofs, anybody we use for roofs, and you've seen what I did in the greenhouse, as well as the Bloodroot, the spearmint, the mouthwash, and then the timing that Sister Ashley has provided here for you, that you've actually learned something else new. We believe in, our bodies. We come from the earth, the dust of the earth. We're 70% water. The rest of us is dirt. That's the best that we can use as far as, the Bible says, the herb of the field for the service of man. And that's what we use more than anything. We ascribe to that. And let me give a shout out to the Most High to say this. We have people here that's ranging from, I guess, 84 years old. And how old is Sophia? She's the youngest, right?
Sela is the youngest.
Sela, how old is Sela?
I don't know.
One and a half. And none of us, not a one of us, are under any doctor's care. And there's a reason, because we're taking personal responsibility for our own health. And we hope that we've been able to provide instructions to you to strengthen your mind, your conscience, and your spirit. But not only that, when you do stuff with your hands, the appreciation that comes with it, there's not much waste, because you've actually went and got it and you've done the work for yourself. And that's what we need to get back to. We need to get back to working. Well, thank you, Sister Ashley.
Yeah, here you go, Saints. You're looking at it. That's about 30 minutes of work, and it's a solid, you can see how high it comes up in the bucket. 30 minutes of work right there. And the Most High has blessed us. So
bring a nice little shovel.
Enjoy. I hope that some of you become doers and go out. Find your own. And if you need the recipe wrote down, I can provide it on the forum. Give us a call or whatever. So we bless you and we love you all.
Shalom. Have a good day.
Shalom.